Okay, y'all, so really digging this shirt. Really, well, it's a hoodie, but I'm really digging this hoodie. You know what I'm saying? Ying and Yang Yang. Yeah, so anyway, I was coming through to talk to y'all because I also had another dream, and I just shared it with my mom earlier today because she told me that my cousin was in a group chat with her, and he was asking for her phone number because my son's dad, which is his best friend, wants to talk to her. I don't know what that's about, but he's in jail, so whatever. But the dream, basically God told me to come through and tell y'all this. Now, the reason I didn't tell y'all the other day when I uploaded the other video about a single parent who's moving into a neighborhood where there's gonna be this old head guy with long hair, like he be having cornrows, but it be like mad, like you know how you see somebody with cornrows, like how Meek Mill came out with the cornrows and his shit was like beat up, it was never fresh, like that. Like that's how that old man is. He got all gray hair. It's like salt and pepper. But anyway, I didn't tell y'all about that dream that day because I thought it was just something for me to look out for. But he's telling me to share it with y'all today. So, and I shared it with my mother because what she told me or whatever. She told me that my cousin, another cousin. So basically, it's like 3 cousins in that group chat. One of my sisters, my aunt, my mom, like all of them is in there, but I don't fuck with a lot of them. So really, I don't fuck with none of them. All right, so that's why, she didn't think to put me in a group chat. I don't want nobody to know my number. My mother don't even got my number. She talked to me through, what's that, Duo? Yeah, we talk on Duo. That's it, but nobody got my phone number. Nobody know where I live at, nothing. So, because I don't trust niggas. Niggas been shady for a long-ass time. So once I got awakened and God started showing me these visions, I started trusting it or whatever and avoided a lot of shit. So basically, my cousin Dimples is in that group chat. And she told me that. And I was like, oh, that reminds me. I said, because she said, she said Dimples and his new girlfriend is in that chat. And I was like, oh, that reminds me. God showed me that Dimples' girlfriend, daughter, is going to tell her mom that he is molesting her. And she's going to be in court. And basically, she's going to take him to court for it. Now, this is another person who is not a registered rapist, but they be raping people. Y'all got to be careful with these people, right? Because basically, just because they're not registered don't mean they're not a sex offender, number one. Number two, a lot of the times people don't report them. That's why they're not registered. Or a lot of the times people might report them, but then they're scared to go ahead through with the court situation. And then those people go free to do what they be doing to people. So my cousin Dimples is going to be going to jail for raping his girlfriend's daughter, right? But the funny part about it is, in the dream, I was testifying against my cousin. And now the reason why I was testifying against my cousin, and my mother didn't even know this either, but I told her today, I was like, God showed me that I'm going to be testifying against him because he used to molest me when I was little. And I was like 4 years old when he came up to me and was like, come here, let's go in this room so we can have sex. And I'm like, this man's is like 10 years old and I'm 4. Like, I'm coloring on the floor. And I told her, I said, Ma, you remember how I used to color in the hallway by the bathroom? I used to color in the hallway on the floor when we used to live at Berkeley Terrace in Irvington, New Jersey. I used to color on the floor, right? She was like, yeah, I remember that. I said, yeah, he used to come up to me when I was coloring, and he said, come in here with me so we can have sex. And I was like, no, I'm coloring. I remember that shit distinctly. Like, so basically, I'm going to be helping that little girl get justice and her mom get justice because I have personal experience with this man. He been a child molester. He's been a molester, a rapist since he was a kid. But because I was young, I didn't know what the fuck sex was. So I didn't say nothing to my mom or my aunt because we was living with my aunt and her boyfriend, her boyfriend, basically her baby dad of her two youngest kids. But he is from a different relationship. His father is Cookie or Kookie or some shit. They call him Kookie or some shit. It's weird. But my mother was like, that means he was molested too. And I'm like, well, I don't know who could have molested him, but God is telling me it was his father. His father, Kookie or Cookie or whatever the fuck they call him. He was doing that. He was molesting him and taught him how to do that shit to people. And I also recall one day when I was young, I was still 4 because we only lived with them for a little while. Then my mom had got an apartment because I wasn't born in Jersey. I was born in Kentucky. So we had moved to Jersey with my mom's sister until my mom had got an apartment because she was going through a lot of stuff with my father in Ohio, which is where I was growing up at too. So, in West Virginia. So I'm from down south, but when I was 3 years old, we moved in with my aunt, and then we moved out. I remember us getting our own apartment because I remember starting pre-K. I remember starting kindergarten at 5 years old, and my little sister started pre-K, and we went to the same spot, which was like a little daycare in the projects by Prince Street. So Prince Street had a daycare there, Prince Street in Newark, New Jersey, back when the builders was up. I forget the name of the school, but I used to go there. Long story short, anyway, I was 4 years old, and then another time after he asked me that, later on, another time he asked me, he said, come here and see this sausage, right? So mind you, I love sausages, bro. Like when I was little, my Uncle Boo Boo used to make us these, the Carolina sausages in the yellow box. You get them at ShopRite, and like he used to fry those up in the morning and make scrambled eggs and stuff like that. And so I thought that's what he was talking about, but he had us coming into the kitchen, and I ain't smell no fucking sausages being cooked. So I walked into the living room, and I said he had me coming into the kitchen. He had us come, me and my sister came. So we went into the living room. He was laying across the couch. And mind you, he didn't get up and tell us to come here. He called us like, Ashley, Whitney, come here. My name is Whitney. He like, Ashley, Whitney, come here. And so he was like, come get this sausage. I got a sausage. So we come into the living room. He laid across the couch. I remember distinctly. My aunt had all white furniture, but she had the plastic wrapped around it, and it had like gold trim on the plastic. And we came in and he had like some cover over him, and I'm like, what? Where's the sausage? I'm looking around like, where's the sausage? He like, right here. And so I looked at him, and he had his fucking dick standing up, like from under the covers. And I'm like, ew. We both was like, ew. And we ran out the room. I'm saying all this to say my mother didn't even know that my cousin was doing that to us. So y'all need to watch y'all kids. Y'all be trusting people because they family. These motherfuckers cannot be trusted. You don't know what happens with these kids when they not, like the kids that you're letting your kids be around, you don't know what happens to them when they're not around. And then they come back with that experience, and then they share it with your child, and then your child is traumatized or has to heal emotionally and spiritually because of childhood traumas, For me, I don't let my kids go nowhere with nobody because of what I've been through. So it was like I've been going through this stuff. My father touching me when I was young, 3 years old. Like it was always from the start. Like motherfuckers was doing inappropriate shit to me. So it was no way I was trusting my kids with nobody. And like a lot of people don't understand why I don't let my kids spend a night at people's house. I don't care if you family or not. But this is why, because I know what be going on. And even when I like go to see, like I used to go to like little family events for my son's father, like his family events, right? And let my son be around them, but I'm there. And I would see his families, like I don't know if this is like I think it's like one of his uncles or something, my baby dad uncle. His kids was touching each other inappropriately at a fucking family cookout, like one bent over the other one trying to poke him in the butt, like you doing too much. And I was like, I told the grandmother of those two boys, and she went the fuck off. And then his father relayed a message through her and went the fuck off on me. And it's like, y'all niggas love to sit here and act like ain't nothing wrong. If these kids is doing this shit in front of me, why y'all don't see it? Why y'all don't see it? Y'all with them all the time. That's because nobody's paying attention to these kids. Y'all send these kids into a room and let them be by themselves all day, all night while y'all chilling downstairs with your family and friends, your girl, your boyfriend, and you don't know what's going on in them rooms. So that's the message.